That's what this is. Okay. Got some shaligrams, as you can see. What's up? Welcome. What is up? It's kind of late, so I was gonna do this at like 4 hours ago, and I was like, nah. And then when I was, I was kind of late. I was like, well, I kind of want to do it though. So here I am. But this Shaligram. I'm liking the style. Like, I need some kind of intro, I think, so I can, like, get going. Whenever I start it, it feels too, like, well, I'm streaming, so it feels wrong to, like, just start. Whereas a recorded video, that's not an issue. This Shaligram. Wow. I'm kind of mind boggled. Yeah. I think so. It seems like a good approach. It would be nice if I could find a new source of long music besides just YouTube searching. That's not copyright. One benefit of YouTube is it's up on YouTube, so it's probably relatively okay when they say no copyright and it's like not the artist. This one has a bunch of bumps, but it's kind of giving me like 2 eyeballs, kind of. There's an eddy here, but then there's another eddy that's like, what I found real interesting about this one is it's got such a symmetrical aspect to it, where like one of the ammonites is abutting the end. It literally makes up the end of the stone, the pole. So it's pole to pole, but like ammonite to ammonite. Incredible. In like the real, and then it's got these eyeballs, this divide between it. This is from Shaligram Kendra, who I really don't see many videos from. Opposing face has a bunch of little boops. Bunch of boops. And the chakras are like right there, I guess. There's the chakras. How incredible. Like this boundary here. Chakra. Lobe. I'm finding lately this like actual relationship of an eddy, like over here, like chakras forming here that frequently are like that, I guess, like that. But like at that point in the ammonite structure. And it's got some like branching down aspect there. And then boom. Oh my god, it's so cool. I'm trying to pinpoint like the chakra relative to like it's this chunk right here kind of goes up to the end. I'm not sure where the actual end is. Maybe this is like right there is the top, like the pole area, like around here maybe even. But where like the top chakra is effectively the pole as a whole. Oh my god. I don't know what else is on this. Oh wow. I just saw some incredible ones. I've certainly looked at this, but not recently. Oh wow. What? Oh shit, look at that little guy in there. Just nestled in. Oh shit. Oh my god. And then another ammonite for good measure. Holy crap. Darn, the number was covering a good shot there. I feel like this one has like the lobe over here. It's kind of doing like, unless like to do the opposite from here. Dot 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 dot. It goes like up there, or maybe up there, where like a part of this lobe, or of the large lobe, this like corner portion that seems to be like a relevant focal point where things happen some reason, is also like related to this other ammonite, that we can see the boundary of it for sure out here. And then maybe it's over there. But we can see it like extending into this green, like the main ammonite structure. Somewhat. Okay, let's keep going. There's so many. That's pretty cool, but there's probably some really fascinating ones. Wow, the way this is bending. Holy crap. I'm surprised these haven't been, like, I haven't gotten notifications. I bet if I scroll down I can find ones I've looked at. Oh my god, there's so many! It's like Christmas. Finding a large, like, oh, like, what's the word? A cache of Shaligram images is freaking it is like Christmas. I feel like I've seen this one from a different vendor. I wonder if it's the same vendor, different name. What the hell is this? It's amongst all the Shaligrams. Did I open that one? Let's check it out. Another one like this that has that like smooth face to the structure over there. Right there, how it just like has current belts around the equator, structures visible in it. This though I find interesting because the theme of the images that I was pulling up was that it's basically like a stone in which a current flows on the surface that then eddies. But then that eddy, which is on the surface, then like gets into the stone and kind of like elongates the eddy within a space that then basically shifts the eddy into a different plane where it's more able to take a eddy shape, so then it takes the eddy shape in that plane, but it thus creating like a window. But where like the initial eddy that elongates crazy. This maybe. Let's see if I can find this. Worth it. You guys could see all the things I do with my time. So he's saying a couple things can happen. There's a storm developing in the Caribbean. I was checking out to see if we got another hurricane coming in. So in this video by Dennis Phillips Weather on YouTube, he was saying that there's some possibilities based on the models where the storm and the cold front here, so there's a dry cold front coming in, and there's possibilities for how the two interact, and one of them, it like the dry cold, let's see, I don't want to play it and like get copyright. I don't know if you guys can even see it in the stream. I think it like blacks out automatically. But the cold front comes in and interacts with the storm and elongates it, is what he was saying. So it actually, like, it has one of the possibilities in one of the models, where another model instead, maybe back here, I don't know where his first model was. I think this was a second model. I guess the first model is the cold front passing like this. And then the storm goes up afterwards, but not elongated, although it looks like it's kind of elongating down here. Maybe, I'm not sure. Point is, it's in the storm. I found that interesting. Okay, let's keep going. This one looks pretty incredible. I think I've possibly seen this. I forgot the chambers. I was saying though, where like it's literally the way it is here is really reminiscent of an ammonite, like chambers this way. Like it literally came in with a spiral that's eddying generally here so that the stone as a whole actually has that eddy structure where it like creates chambers and all the things that the eddy in this plane, like on the surface eddying, would do to the stone. There's elements of it in the stone, even though the dominant eddy was along this plane, so that the ammonite shape formed here as a product of the eddy. But then some like chambers are the way it is makes me think of that very much, of it being like a wow. I'm trying to find it again. Oh my god. What's up, dudes? Okay. Oh my god. I don't know where it was, but there's so many good ones. Oh my god, so many. I don't. Wow. Ooh, that one looks interesting. That's probably worth just checking out the surface of. There it is. There it is. Oh my god. Just gonna have a bunch of tabs here. I feel like we gotta see that one. Wow. Oh my freaking lord. Oh my god. So it's somewhere like there. No. There it is. So like the way the chambers are anomalous. Just like okay, there's so many. Let's look at others. But that concept of eddies on a surface doing something like this, where it creates a window back into the stone that has an ammonite shape. That literally is an ammonite because it forms it out of just starting with a surface, a generally flattened surface, because current is flowing into it, so even if it's rounded, it like catches in and like flattens and then gets in and eddies on the surface until it gets into the surface enough to like create boundaries, and then it eddies there, but then it elongates along the surface. Like elongate out this way, let's say, and this way. and then it cuts in like not that like necessarily one after another, things happening simultaneously in like portions to like create the necessary conduits to go from one to the other, essentially. So for example, so that we don't just like move away from that, let's look at this one. This one's incredible. New one from Mangulum Jewelry, who the one on the top is from. Spinning on top. The one in front now in pieces. The one in the back. The one in the front again. Those are not. Those three are not. But pretty much the rest. I don't think that one is. Not that one either. The little ones are not. But anyway, besides the point. Awesome shaligrams from Mangulum Jewelry. And this one, this isn't even where I want to actually talk about, but it's probably worth noting that, like, this boundary, we see clearly a chakra here that has clearly a boundary out here that isn't so clear where exactly its boundary is. Like, it looks like it's cutting underneath this, like cutting under it. But then over here, like, this is like anomalously similar to the, like, it's very similar to the shape. It could also be surrounding this chakra. So down here we see a lobe, clearly a different system at play here as well, where it has like a pseudo chakra type thing being formed there, and then a lobe out this way. And I would argue potentially that, although this is not what I'm getting at, there is like a circle here, almost like a nucleation site where an eddy was happening, say to like this size, and then it couldn't eddy anymore that way or that way, like because of pressures. Essentially, as it approaches the pole, if such a, if this is the pole, based on these lines, I'm kind of inclined to think maybe. And those down there that I was drawing over, pretty sure. Where it approaches a pole, it's kind of like, imagine all these currents are wrapping around. It's just a high pressure region, so it's harder to get like towards there for this system to interact there from like the center, I guess, specifically. Since it's not like the first one we were looking at that's actually at the end, is like an end cap. So it seems like it held a boundary and then eddied within this space. Almost also, again, like if this is an eddy, if we kind of cut off the ammonite here, let's say this is an ammonite here with a chakra there, and just cut it off here, the final chamber is this nucleation area to this other ammonite. And notice also, let's draw some stuff. Lots of cool stuff going on up here. This line then here. Like, that shape right there is looking like a chakra. And if we just incorporate this line and kind of assume a size, like it looks as if this line generally could couple over this way. And then like wrap around generally where the chakra is, where that line then connects. So now all of a sudden we have a much more like ammonite shape than like was apparent. And then maybe where this like boundary is here. And maybe that like relates to another lobe type thing going on. Then we've got this one with the current out the tip kind of thing. That then feeds in along the actual boundary of the chakra here. Like if we ignore everything else, a chakra like could go up like this and create like the next lobe kind of thing around the next lobe. So this has a very chakra-like nature to it, even from this one standpoint. This chakra is very related to this path, which then is very related to this ammonite, not this one. So there's like a anomalous nature to that from a fossilization standpoint that doesn't really make sense. We can just ignore it as long as we want, I guess. Do you guys see the other circle? Or there's several, really, I'm sure. I probably don't see them all, but I see this one. I see, like, this right here. Did it not do it? I feel like it's not. Oh. In my head, I did aqua, I guess. Right there. This over here, which seems to maybe have a relationship to there, and maybe to there as well, but this here, so kind of like a center. And then this kind of looks like chambers going on. And then just kind of right there. Most dot 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 dot. Then maybe again like a final chamber to some kind of ammonite type thing, where another eddy is forming at the final chamber. Possibly being like the focal point, the movement of the focal point across time. Moving from here, even though the eddy is still here, like the energy's focal point moves over here, shifts here, while it's still etching the ammonite. But the eddy focal point shifts. Like, I think of triple junctions kind of thing. In plate tectonics, well, not plate tectonics, but plate tectonics. Triple junctions, though, are reminiscent of that. Okay, where am I looking for? I found it. Okay. So again, like here we can see, interesting, like a lobe going out this way. So chakra here, going like generally to there, but then the bottom chakra didn't quite erode. Like it just went up this way instead of going like more normally that way. And this over here looks like another eddy that was generally centered there. Looks like some other lobes that we're kind of trying to interact, as well as up here. And this, like, set of four is of interest. Like, if we look at the previous one. Like, it's even doing it here. The way this is, it's got like a grid of interacting pressure points that then lead to an overall structure, but it's still a grid of things going on. But let's look at this, what I thought was really interesting. You can definitely still see, it's interesting also, real quick, this kind of looks like the suture area. Like a lot of times an ammonite will have like a half that is highly sutured, where the rest, we even see the lines like out from radially outward there, that are like ribs forming, basically. But let's look at this. Where is it? This one here. I don't know. So this is obviously an ammonite, like the one below it, that goes out this way. And that like has chakras around here. Oops. Around there. Somewhere. It's hard to say within it. So it's this shape of a cross section, just way more filled with material, essentially. Whether or not it's a fossil or caused by currents, that is like the plane in which it is there. And then there's another lobe here. That, what do you know, goes right up to it. We're still just kind of looking at it before I get to what I'm like noticing here. And then down here though, like this kind of drops off there and it has a boundary right there and around. This boundary is really not related to like right here. As if it's more related to up here when it's kind of cutting in. Almost as if a flow went possibly this way. It's hard to draw this. And then maybe like eddied here generally, or here even. But let's go back up here. So there's a little circular area right there that I feel like it even has dupe, essentially was where an eddy was happening. In whichever direction, but then where again, like this blue one is applying a pressure, and then down here is applying an upward pressure, and just up here as well is downward in terms of the currents on the surface, because these are highly pressurized currents that are flowing like a atmosphere on a planet kind of flows, like literally on the stone, held to it, highly pressurized, so that they can't just freely flow away from the stone, to a point where they're flowing on and through the stone like a planet, where it has poles that are then where eddies are like forcing flows downward, so there's just high pressures, kind of like a polar vortex, I guess, can cause like ripples, push it upward, push the boundaries of towards the equator from the poles, but generally applying just a pressure, which probably even relates to like this angle of this ammonite taking form by being a function of this pole, where then current tries to go down towards it but can't and goes instead this way, and eddies in place, probably because of other currents on the surface. But then this eddy here has more current flowing into it, is what I'm thinking. So then it kind of expands out this way and just like erodes here, possibly even like a second eddy space here, like generally there, which essentially allows for this eddy to gain momentum to cross some boundary of like pressure of resistance in this area. So it gets past it and gets into this area where it generally eddies some more, and collectively is forming this ammonite shape that's eroding into the surface, but then leaving behind a chakra that's not like where it started, but it is forming more over here, it seems, based on this right under the mouse. The shape of it, you can kind of see the point, the tip of the chakra right above the mouse now, almost like an upside down Christmas tree. Just subtly eroded there. Although possibly the chakras were like back in the stone, forming more centered, and this was more of like a temporary chakra on this, like the surface of the stone. Because this curve right here, the way it curves away like this, looks strongly like a lobe to this upper ammonite, and doesn't look so much like it's related to this ammonite. Like, that's not really the angle. It should angle more like something in that kind of angle, not down, unless it was over here. Like, this angle only makes sense off the bottom side. So it looks like this chakra is actually even energetically trying to create a lobe out this way and not down this way, which would suggest that this pressure here is having this current flow into it and go both ways, essentially. Maybe this is more so like where the actual pressure, like a chakra pressure kind of thing, is from the bottom as well as here. Maybe both of them. I don't know. Although, like a chakra like this, though, like energetically, I don't know. It says no. Let's see. So it like eddies. Oh my god, this thing. And then elongates. And then eddies over here to elongate some more with an eddy in there too. But then it branches off and goes multiple directions to create like the chakra tears downward, but also to flow into some other pressure where it eddies, but then repeats the process to maybe like extend it more in until it can go more out that way, or vice versa, to then create another ammonite. This one more defined though, so it's highly likely that like this eddy created a direct path over this way instead of eroding, continuing to erode this. It actually preferentially vented down into this space of this eddy, where then it actually had nowhere else to go and just eddied in location. What a shaligram. We can see multiple times the ammonites that are just kind of shapes extending, like this boundary going up now. It happens too regularly the way that is. I feel like we might even be able to see ribs of this ammonite up into there as this fracture of the ammonite shape literally goes over here. I'm noticing also this is kind of like reminiscent specifically of right here. I'm like, is there... could there be like a eddy around this? Like looking over here? Just kind of using the outer edge. That's what I was aiming for, at least. But then maybe... I don't know, something. It kind of looks like this shape here. Going through the chakras. Possibly even down to like an opening. I don't know. It looks like something of that nature could be at play. Let's keep going. There's so many. This one's incredible. I've talked about that one many times. Let's look at some more of these. way it's dividing, like it's actually dividing this. There's a division in the systems going on here. It's also forming like pseudo chamber type things down there. It's definitely the same one I've seen before. A little confused. Oh my god. Chakra's over there. It looks kind of like a chakra could be over here initially at that angle, but then it really like becomes apparent. It's way further over. It makes me feel like an earlier chakra became a like side of the structure later. Okay, what is this? It's gotta be from the Kaligandaki. The shapes of it. Oh my god. How cool. I totally see a little freaking ammonite in there. Chakra. Little possible ammonite things going on. Oh my god, I want to see all of them. But I want to see all of them. Okay, let's keep going. It's got one eye closed. Wow. It's chakra here with a lobe out to one side that's not really eroded. And it's almost like it's shifting, like it's off balance. Let me see if I can get closer. Like the typical like chakra when the structure it's not eroding here. It's eroding here, so we've got one lobe. But this side is kind of struggling, so it's pushing the current more so this way. And that's actually in the eddy. Anything that's like on this side is just not going into the rock, so it's probably flowing more away in general. So it's not really functional as a second lobe very well, so it looks like it's actually trying the eddy to adjust to be over here, to make this the chakra and create like lobes between these two, but it just couldn't do that. This was still more dominant, and then there's another eddy over there that was probably restricting it also from doing that. Wow. What? Oh my god, it's a Shaligram inside a Shaligram. Holy shit. I knew something looked weird. Oh my god. Oh, shit. Just crying, you know. Oh my god. Oh, epic. The freaking tiny chakra thing in there. But then, like, the nucleus. Holy shit. I've never seen the triple layered one. Like, what do you think paleontologists would say about this? Or geologists? Someone has got to be. There's gotta be a scientist that, like, is prepared to look at something like this and actually say, what in the fuck is that? Oh my god. Like a type of scientist, that is. I don't really know who is best, like a physicist? A geologist? In terms of scientists, like paleontologists are not gonna recognize the cosmic nature of what they're looking at. And the fractal, iterative, fundamental nature. Wow, what if that little pillar thing is actually hollow inside? It has a little pillar inside it in that hollow space. We wouldn't even know. I guess it could be X-rayed. Is there another pillar? There's gotta be. There's probably one in like grain down to the final grains, and then even like subtler, like ethereal. That's still a thread. Oh, they went even closer for a second. I just don't get it. I've shown some geologists and they don't respond. That's the thing. I think they're like, it's a trap. This one looks like the chakras are kind of going off this way. But ultimately it went this way. It's almost like there's multiple eddies then, like there's like an eddy in this plane too. That just isn't really detectable, but can at times be. Because this chakra just looks a little too angled. Like the slope of the chakra's height or whatever. Oh damn. I didn't even really look at the ones I was intending to, except that black one. That was really cool. I guess I should say something. Can see it like adjusting, and it was angled here, but then it adjusted to be more angled across because it reached the base of the stone, so the next layer kind of just stayed at the base and more so went upward. That would be a thought I see in that one on the shore. Whoa, it's got little bumps. Weird little bumps on. Oh my god. Holy crap. Wow, those little bumps are crazy. What the fuck? It looks like blisters. Oh, they're even on the chakra. What the fuck? Mind you, these would be indentations if they're on the chakra, and then protrusions if they're on this part, so it doesn't really make sense. Like in terms of the fossil, would have to have had indentations on the outside that induced these protrusions on the chakra itself, but also had protrusions on the shell to produce the protrusions on the shell, which doesn't really make sense. And also those dots things seem to be just everywhere in there. Like back there at least. It's possible they have some oil on it kind of stuff. Probably wet. Sometimes they're wet, so it's definitely wet. I've thought about using water for the benefit of actually seeing how the Shaligram interacts with water. That would be crazy if it was like pulling the water. Making these like lumps on it. It's not even part of the Shaligram. Oh, is that what it is? Is it droplets of water? That would be incredible if the nucleus could like adhere droplets of water to it anomalously relative to the rest of the Shaligram. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. Tiny one. Little chakras there. Very cool. Looks like there was another one on the other side, like that one. It's generally pointing in the direction of the chakra, which is, yeah. And whatever's going on there, it's just a glimpse. god. Oh, wow. I don't know what to make of this one. Chambers. The way the top is very odd. Like, we can probably see chambers there. Maybe it's almost like allowing for internal structure of the eddy to be a little more visible. The chakra looks like we even see a little bit of it at the top right there. It's very much right there, so it's probably internal structure. Some kind of ripple out this way. Okay, let's keep going. Wow. Oh, it's a chakra with a little mass. Oh my god. The mass abuts another chakra. Something else is going on back there. Boundary across this way. It's like dividing the upper part of the rock from this part energetically, and then another divide that seems relatively parallel to it over there. Looks like a center of an eddy right there. That was kind of adjacent to that one. And recessive, maybe. Oh, damn, did that music stop? I got some soft piano music for relaxation. Thanks, Catherine Endy. Akash Gandhi. Okay. That one is incredible. Oh my god. With this ammonite just abutting and interacting with whatever that's going on there. Like another eddy that was just like holding a boundary basically on the side of the rock, but mainly somewhere else. Like another Shaligram. But it just held like a side of the rock. Seems possible. Incredible. This is not supposed to happen. That's not how it works. Oh my god. Like, how does this tube thing, it's always just this shape, now have like an actual spiral around it? Oh my god. And it looks like a little pencil point. Wow. Pfft. Good game, well played. That's what I say to all them scientists out there. GG, well played. Wow. So it's clearly eddying. Like, with possibly, as we talked about before, like a aspect where it's cutting down this way and going across. Doing more so like that. But being fueled generally by a larger eddy structure that we can actually see in this case, that then is cutting in and eroding and creating this shape where it's actually creating a nucleus though, and the edges. And then an overall ammonite shape. It's like perfect circumstances. Maybe because it's kind of going pole to pole, but it's also like, here's the pole. Usually these just would be happening more here, I guess. Like here's one with a spiral around it, subtler. But the same starting point kind of shape. Similar, but where it's forming chambers. So same kind of thing where it's an ammonite shape. Chambers, although this one's more circular. Again, eddying around, creating this little tab over here because it's doing that like type of shape we were drawing there. Again, we can kind of see a boundary there, so it must be very much part of it. Another one where it's doing that, but like they tend to be more at a polar position. So maybe that's my thought, is it's like slipped, like, but then caught still and went the current that was generally applying a downward flow because it had nowhere else to go was cutting in like this, but it like slipped off of its actual point to some other like lower energy level, almost maybe like a chakra, like down to another energy level of a chakra, like a shoulder instead of the head kind of thing. Incredible. What is going on with the chamber-esque features back there? Oh, it's like up too. Seems like the top of this ammonite goes around. To here, like this is the top. Maybe. It looks kind of like it. Looks kind of unclear actually. Let's just keep going. I already saw that one. Okay. Looks like someone marked on this one some reason. The pencil or something. Oh no. Oh no. You're missing some too. You guys are missing some. There, you gonna count that? That? They see that one. Right, that right there. Yeah, it looks circled. But like they didn't circle out here. Which is clearly part of that. And out there, it looks maybe like it's part of it too. It's hard to really see the color. I guess it was highly eroded and stripped of all the shale. Wow. Hard to say. This one's got like a freaking shotgun out the side. The typical crack. From the end. It can go out the top, but out the end is very common. That thing is so pronounced in this one, but then it also goes down, so it looks like it suggests a path that the current is like, or the balance point between flows is actually not at the center until it moves to the center. It almost looks like it had a lower balance point and shifted to the center and started to erode sideways. Like, it's not just a crack in the rock. It actually eroded, especially this way. So it must have eroded that too. It's too like chakra looking there to not be the result of erosion. And even there too, like it's a little chakra type thing where it's creating little pockets one after another. That side highly likely has like a ammonite features to it as a whole, like around some kind of center here, like the mass, just subtly where it's not like an actual ammonite is visible, but just like the stone has been influenced by some eddy that was more generally over here. Like that boundary. Pretty curious shape. It's got like an angle slope to the opening. My guess would be some current was getting stuck on the rock, basically. Stuck on the resistance. Until it just like went over the top here. But it was flowing into this area. And elongating. But then went over the top. Possibly like one way and the other way, wrapping both around generally. I don't know. This is odd. The slope of that. And then this here. Interesting. I'm gonna keep going. I feel like I've seen this one before. I don't know if I see any like eddy on the surface type things that are really apparent there in the shapes. I'm sure something of that nature was at play. I just couldn't really see distinct, like typical ammonite chambers in a spiral kind of thing. Kind of interesting. It looks like it goes that way off. These little things like fall off the side there. So maybe an eddy was actually centered on the stone here and went off the side. And then actually went into the stone at another, like down below, basically. Like doing like this, where it creates chamber, 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 but then it does it down on another level. So then I chamber, chamber. You already know what I'm saying, but I'm kind of excited by it. Chamber, 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 chamber. But then it flows down underneath it and creates chamber, 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 chamber. But where the top ones are just subtly eroded in the surface, whereas the bottom ones are like in some balance of pressure. That is like why the Shaligram is existing in the first place, the stone. To then erode the ammonite inside and shape it and create it, but also erode it, like literally going in that way. Okay, okay. Whoa, the color in there, what? What the? What is sparkling like that in there? What the? Like, oh, I don't. Oh, I didn't. Oh, it didn't sparkle that time. It's like glowing. Red, blue, like changing colors. What the f? Very strange. I don't know what to make of that. No, I've never seen that happen in a Shaligram. I imagine it's some material in there, but I've never seen a Shaligram with material in there that does that. A little odd. Okay, so we kind of skipped over this one. Was there anything else? It's doing that chamber adjacent to the chamber that is like switching between the lobes, where it's unsure which chakra is. Then we have this fracture right across here. That if I just keep going, kind of goes over there. Suggestive of like a relationship across this way specifically. Which makes me think maybe this path here has some relationship to this. Where it's like creating basically a chakra up there. There. That doesn't make any sense. Not a chakra. But, oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're a lobe. There it is. And even a little further out there. Not really visible there, but a lobe. Most of it was visible. So then the chakra. Across like this way. It's not really dominant. And again over here doing the same thing. Where it's kind of creating chakra. Like between these lobes and between these lobes. Even though this is kind of one lobe. And this also looks like right here is like a central chakra to this as a whole. Like it was eddying, and this structure is related to some eddy that was trying to have like a chakra around here. Oh wow, we can see this. This one is actually like the end of this going this way. Like creating a lobe to this one. Kind of see it there. Even the bottom kind of goes up and over. Like that one we saw that was just going up and not down. I want to look to the left there though, right there. So we see coming off of this one, a like extensional thing right off the boundary. So basically a lobe out here that's energetically coupled to these. Like this boundary is highly related. And here, both of the ends are related to this one. And then this is related to like the top here, as well as this here, and like here generally. So very related to these two ammonites is this ammonite positionally. Oops. Interesting looking there. I don't think there's another shot of it. Looks like a little chakra right there. Okay, that's all we get of that one. Just open some things randomly. I don't know if these are any good. Definitely not that one. That's pretty good in terms of the image quality. It's a little blurry. It looks like the striations would be pretty revealing, if not. Just looks like it has some kind of like toothpaste tube to the toothpaste. Something sourcing, like a mound of material that is sourcing a flow out of it even. I cannot tell if this is the imprint, the negative, or the actual thing. That looks like the actual structure. Okay, let's keep going. Here's another one that I thought had that like chamber spiraling around, so we can kind of see the spiral shapes that are not really like the chakra. We can maybe subtly see it in there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's basically right there. And then a boundary, like it's creating a lobe there. But the thing is it's really got this chamber, 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 chamber. Like it's dot dot dot. Even down there. Basically spiraling this way. Now I drew it all. That's the only image of this one though. Okay. These look cool. can definitely see like chamber, edge of an ammonite kind of thing trying to form there. Bouncing over the sources that I remember to. Definitely seen this one before. This right here doesn't look like it's actually positionally appropriate. It looks too high. Doesn't make sense for fossils. We see it doing the chamber thing here, so that's what I mean. It's kind of spiraling like this and creating chambers like this out around it that are then visible in the stone. But it like to a point where it actually creates an eddy in a different plane while still having those chambers of the eddy in the first plane as a characteristic of the Shaligram. Whoa. Right at the very, oh no, I thought it was at like the, it's pretty close to halfway. I gotta go soon. Keep yawning. Thought this one also kind of did it. Like we can see the ammonite down here. So this is like where the actual ammonite is. So it's not what I'm gonna draw, but what I'm gonna draw is very much there. It's like wrapped around here. But then if we go like this and this. Even there. Where it's like an eddy like this. In spite of it being not like that, like we can see it there, like the eddy I'm talking about goes up here to go up here. We even see parts of an ammonite there, centered there. I think that was right there. Which is probably like parts of this. But I wonder if it's a little weirdly shaped. That looks pretty pristine from that angle. Definitely see like the eddy center area here. Maybe multiple. I would say it was there. This one's got chambers on that side. Very odd. Definitely see additional features around. Whoa. This is from eBay. Wow. Ooh. From there. Wow. Did I close it? Yeah. That one that I had open for a reason. It's because of these. The way this is, it's almost like it ripples from like a point on the edge. It's very common in these types of shaligrams. That looks like an ammonite. Wow. Like this part. I don't know what to make of it besides that. That shape that just tends to be like the shape of the stones. Some more of these lingam things. Just like conduits of current through a region that is like pixelated, I guess. Essentially, it doesn't actually eddy in this kind of way. It just eddies in little discs that then go down through the stone and create these Shiva lingam things, but like stacked ammonites pretty much. Wow. A lot of broken open ones, but that's okay. Is what it is. Wow, that right there, the chakra lobes. Oh my god, it looks like a little shaligram. Like its shape. Like the tree of life. I love it when it's just like dark black shale. So cool. This opening here, wow. Little nucleus. This one's cool. Trideva blessings. Again. The matrix around this is odd. Wow. Which one has the ammonite? It might just be a void. Because this here is very dendrite, looking like it's on top of a negative imprint. The way that is incredible. It's like one solid piece that branches through here, and then a hard boundary And then another one with like a little chakra looking thing. Little eddy over here. That's happening right there. At the boundary. Flow, cut in, eddy. And then that eddy like propagates through in its own ways. Pretty sure I've used this music several times. Whatever. This one's pretty cool in its erosion into the chakra, I thought. Might have seen this one before. Incredible, really. Okay, it's already 2. Oh yeah, there's a couple more here too. I might stop though. Ooh, there are some new ones. Oh shit. 4 new ones. This one's cool. This one's cool. This one's cool. This one's got some potential. These are all ads. And I've seen that one. And there's that one, okay. Wow. Definitely seen ones kind of similar to this. Little chakras. The way it has this flat end on one side. Like it divided. Like the ones that look like they could be dividing, this one actually divided. Just has a flat end on one side, so there's probably some other half to this shaligram out there. Or not even just half, but it's a piece of many pieces. Extra teeth down here, they look like they bend a little bit. Little window up there. I really would like to see if there's a chakra up there. That looks like it could have a chakra up there. Even though it's clearly part of the main ammonite, I don't see a chakra. Like it's clearly within the totality of the structure of this main ammonite, so it would make no sense if there was a chakra there. It's very circular, that's kind of circular. I don't see anything. Love it. Incredible. Oh. Wow. That hard boundary right there that goes right to there. Relatively parallel with that crack. This going up that way while coming off here. Second boundary up here. Another boundary down there. Some chamber type thing going on, maybe. Whoa. Okay. Oh yeah. This one again. Oh, I'm still trying to figure out if I think it's real or not. Every time I see it, I'm like, is that shit real? Is it? Because if it's real, it's incredible. I still don't know. This line right here, relatively perpendicular to the base. The way that is kind of reminiscent of the first one we looked at in the video. Maybe I still have it open, this one. Where was that? Oh yeah. Like it's even dividing. Divided. Not quite the same nature of the divide. Whoa, those dots spiral right there. It's like they go this way. Doop. What a shaligram. What a shaligram. Okay. Think I'm done looking at shaligrams for the time being. Guess I could make sure I looked at all these. 'Cause these were awesome. Don't remember looking at this. That chakra. Oh my god. It's right above it too. Oh, it's so cool. Oh shit, there's a piece of mass there too. Right there. What's that about? It's like one of those. A lobe like that kind of piece. Just not quite as eroded. Doesn't look related to this one. Like it does. I don't think it's part of it. Although I guess it could be. Like the chakra cutting down. if that's part of this, then that would imply that, like, anything going on over here is part of it too, like it's going down this way to a point where it actually goes down into this, or it's so close to it that it doesn't really make sense. Looks like there's some other cool details, but we don't really, on this end, I don't think we see that. Oh, a lobe. Maybe is like a counter lobe. We have seen that happen before, where the eddy can do something like that, where it has a first side of like if a chakra is here, and it's got a lobe out, and a lobe out, where it's got one lobe that's eddied, and another lobe that's actually like part of the structure. So it's eddied in like this plane more so to then create the actual outline over there that's parallel or part of this other, the second lobe to this other eddy. Seems plausible there's some kind of relationship like that going on. Where like if the dimensions of the stone were more like this side over here too, it would probably have stacked ammonites and not look like this. Like it would have another one here that's like possibly has a chakra here, but possibly has a chakra further over with like the lobes, the center of the lobe, like right there, in line with where that chakra ended up being. That is so incredible. This one's beautiful. Gorgeous. Oh, the colors. Wow. We can see like a smaller ammonite. It's got a totally different angle, like this way. And then this one's going much more that way. Oh my god. And it hasn't like extended upward, so it's like, imagine if the other side did it. So let's say it did it the other way, so it had like an eddy that went down like this. Or maybe there, like that part specifically. Not down there. But that the stone just stopped down there, and then another segment like over here filled this area and wrapped to like say around it like that. So it like doesn't go past it. It doesn't quite make sense. Except for when the stone doesn't have space to go past it. So it has this weird offset of not being symmetrical, is my point. Dwarkashielas. Okay, we saw a bunch of these. Bunch of those. Definitely saw those. I don't think we saw that one. Sure, why not? Let's see. Anything appealing? I'm gonna go soon, so I don't want to open like everything. I could open anything. I think we saw most of the ones that I'm noticing right now. Let's just check that out. Check that out. Sure, why not? Curious what's going on with that one. Oh. Okay, we definitely have seen that one before. Let's check it out though. Okay. Definitely some anomalies in the boundaries. Cool, cool. Okay. It's kind of sloped in there. Wow. Wow. So cool. Oh, we can see teeth around the edge there, maybe. Hard to say what's going on here. Besides the chamber, generically. Definitely can see some chamber action past it, so the structure carries on. Would benefit greatly from seeing the whole of it, though. Another half of it had another half. Okay, we definitely saw that one. This one has that, like, current flow. That's probably the most interesting part of that. Definitely seen it before, where there's a flow. I didn't draw the boundary very well. You can probably see it. It flows generally out. Like out of the eddy is what I've interpreted it as doing in the past. As basically the eddy is into a smooth face like this, but where it kind of has like a depression to it, and then the eddy forms, and then it extends over that edge and flows around it like this to then create this type of thing going on frequently. Oops. It's like, how do I go back? Guess I'm watching swimming or whatever that was. Okay, that's pretty much it. This one I just thought it looked like maybe it would have some... Wow, that chakra is so subtle. The connection between... Oh my god. Okay, I feel like this is just the same thing. So let's play the same thing. Wow. I feel like I saw an ammonite in this side when he turned it the second time, some reason. I didn't see it as much there. Looks like there's a boundary right there that this has that like typical mass that it'll do where it has an eddy that's like imprints. It doesn't actually leave the material behind. It just removes the material and imprints the eddy while compacting a mound around it, that then that mound it will cut underneath and form the next lobe. But then like in this case we see it there to a point where it's like reaching to this one, it looks like. Right there for a second I really feel like I see an eddy. It's just not as visible there. Center there, around there. Whoa. Suture patterns on, I guess, the top of it, this ammonite. Looks like a chakra type thing going on in the back there. That's curious how this looks uplifted on both sides. Where this crack is. Right here, like a lobe, chakra, lobe, chakra. Where that chakra even has like a central thing to the lobe out here, and maybe even another chakra where it's like chaining it. But then this was the dominant eddy, so neither of those actually took hold in the stone beyond what we saw. Let's go back for a second, make sure we got all of them. That was definitely the last one, if I remember. Okay, this one looks pretty standard. Definitely some interesting curves. Like too perfect here. It's not actually the shape of the ammonite, it's the shape of the matrix around the ammonite and the smoothness of it. We can say, well, Rivers did that, but why did it sharply keep this edge and not like round it out entirely, and etc. Did we really get through all this? I guess so. You can see ripples kind of like this over here. This looks like if someone could take one of those and just kind of smush it out and make it more smushed, as well as just like slinky it, like make it shorter so it's quick, more rapidly shrinks, has some less tears or whatever to it. lots of interesting details in the surface of this Shaligram. This boundary, all sorts of stuff. My thought is like this thing is pointing to this blob, and then this flow, almost as if there were like two flows. One of the flows like comprised a high amount of whatever this material is, pyrite maybe. It doesn't quite look like pyrite, but it's probably pyrite. Like it typically looks in these. It's probably pyrite, but where it interacted with the current across, and that made some of the material like over there, or like higher currents were going through there, and that was stripping the shale, and this cross current like participated in stripping the shale over there as well. It'd be interesting if like a flow this way interacted with a flow this way and actually took some of the shale from the cross current to like stop it up over here even. I don't know. It's incredible the way it is. Little the only way with modern science gets away with calling these fossils is because there's no competition. The alternative has not been considered. It's as simple as that. So literally we assume and then we move on. Shoot. Okay guys, I'm probably leaving pretty soon once I prepare. Can I just hit play on this a little bit? Which one was that? Do you see what oh yeah, the chakra one. I think I know what you're talking about. This one? I did it for this one. I've been doing it more and more. 'Cause it seems like a good exercise, I guess. Hey, what might he see in this thing? And even if like it's not the same thing, it's still a good exercise. But maybe like I figure like whatever it is I see might actually be able to be apparent to someone, like to the point where they're like, yeah, I fucking totally saw that thing. At which point I'm like, sweet, this has this is it's working. Like it's almost like a student in a class, like I don't know how to explain it. Like a check. Like the information is being transmitted. I've never like taught a class to like have any idea what that might be like in terms of like people taking tests and seeing that they are like picking up the information and, oh, okay, they understood this. Oh, this like tendency for chakras to repeat all over the place. I think that's kind of what I'm generally going for, I guess. I feel like there's something I'm missing that I just cannot quite figure out in terms of like periodic table. Oh yeah, I do see the bird. Like going this way. And then wings, maybe some feet. Chakra as the heart. Makes me think of what is that? Native American Birdman thing. I don't know. This one makes me think of this. With the heart, like the chakra. And then the head turned to one side, like the thing on top. Flow going to one direction also, maybe in the direction the head is turned. We do kind of see like a flow out that way looking. The appearance of it, looks like flow is going out that way. I guess it could be going in. If it was going in, would it look like that? But the Birdman seems just to suggest it's probably going out. It's probably actually like a iterative thing. Like, is there any other details to this on here? Okay, I gotta go. It's 2:40 almost. I'm just gonna be on a microphone open for a minute here as I go over here. Back to this. This is a little fun. White box arms. White box. Arms spread out, wings down. definitely see like different iterations or different bird shapes. I'm not sure what exactly you're saying in terms of white box, like the this white box around this image. I see. Yeah, this one's really quite an interesting image. Oh crap. Ooh, that's right, these ones. Like a chakra. And maybe like a chakra. There's that one again. Sitting on the chakra. Looks like that image is more than just some more recent thing. It looked like it might be like a recent artistic attempt at some representation of the Birdman, but it looks like it's more than that. Okay, I'm gonna go. I gotta sleep. And I'm not even gonna go right to sleep, so I gotta go. It's been a pleasure. I'm gonna go back to these. Damn. So cool. I love that. The one in the center, the way the side is, this is pretty good at capturing the side. And I've never really been able to capture the shape of that Shaligram very well because it's got a peculiar shape to it. The top half of the ammonite is fine, but the bottom half is eroded away because of the currents, or maybe never formed at all. And then it has that ammonite on the top of the ammonite that's anomalous, the bulge on the side. Just the shape of it. The top center one. Hey, I'm about to head out. Gotta get going, actually. I'm just checking out this real quick. These figured out to kind of talk over it until I left. Looks pretty cool. I don't even get to see it like this very much. I'm pretty stoked just seeing that center ammonite like it is. It's hard to see some details of shaligrams are just hard to see. Need a microscope or a magnifying glass or something. There's pseudo fossils there. Fully the product of highly pressurized water currents. No fossils. Bing, bing. Bing. A little hard to get the blurriness of the front ones to not be blurry. Okay, gents. I'll see y'all around soon. Yeah. Pseudo. They basically rewrite all science, these things. They're all amazing. They're fractal, iterative, fundamental chemistry in a rock. Like, amazing, amazing. Okay, gents. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging. Till next time, peace out. Thanks, man. Take care.